Howdy, my friends. It's me again, your homie Trey. First, I want to start with a little disclaimer to myself and the world here, since I claim to be born again in this town. And that is that the Lord's work is never done. Break this down phonetically, and what does it say? The lower dimensional work is never done. In the higher dimension, I'm having fun. Okay. In the higher dimension, works are fun. And I am attempting to build this channel. Maybe I subconsciously adopted the unconscious side of the West Coast in any place that has a jacked up cost of living where people will work 7 days a week and accept it. My old friend John Cood, who I called a tall, dark Scorpio shaman from Arkansas, because he would take Sundays off even though he's not a Christian. He said it's important to take the Sabbath. Whereas for me, I feel that since my work is music and spiritual talking, what other more appropriate time is it to work than Sunday? Because people have the day off work, and if you're around here and you work outside, maybe you're hanging out inside because we're still under the atmospheric river. And only those who created it know the source. Whether it's, we know. I see the planes, then I hear the rain. I hear the planes, then I hear the rain. So, today, I wanted to talk once again in this series of lectures I have here about contrasting your real self and the fake. This time I'm going to talk about neutrality. Okay, so in the fake New Age cults, we have this fake New Age acceptance or fake New Age neutrality. Okay, and then there's divine neutrality. In other words, and the online character Andrew Bartzis says sacred neutral. What does he mean? Well, he wants to connect with or maybe relate to the divine neutrality. Basically, this recognizes that God or the creator is actually neutral. The original creator. What's interesting is the watchers. In my previous video, I tackled or briefly introduced the concept of demiurge. Those in the New Age cults will use the words Kali Yuga and to say we're in the Kali Yuga, so that's why it's all chaos. And I wrote down all or nothing thinking. This is the dark side of the Sagittarius archetype and the spiritual awakening. People will often have this horrible attitude of all or nothing. And again, I have to forgive myself because I claim to have healed my eyes. When I was 20 years old, or 21, I drove this girl's car halfway across the country with no problem. And I got to my brother's house in Portland, and my mom mailed me some prescription glasses, and they gave me a headache after going for several months without. So I went to the dollar store, and I got some +3s. So now and in my first video, I've got 2 pairs of reading glasses. So does this make me a hypocrite? Perhaps in some way, because maybe I'm microwaving myself by using the computer all the time and losing my muscle. But it's also just to read small print. I'm reading small print that I wrote when I'm reading in the sunlight or in a place with really good light. I just need +3. So I've never gone back. It's just a comfort thing for the microwave devices and the small print. So and then the secret societies have infiltrated almost every New Age group, and began Madame Blavatsky was considered to be like the founder of most of these New Age things that are not cleared of that energy. And so basically, the seeing eye pyramid kind of thinking has, has infiltrated into the cults, and they'll view accepting of violence or psychic trashing or mental violence as divine. The respecting of abuse as purgatorial, or like the saying, "Oh, it's their karma," and remaining neutral to violence or remaining neutral to terrible abuse is not. That's not really acceptance. It's the opposite. You're in total denial of what's happening, and a lot of these people in these cults are right now. Particularly the ancient ones, all of them, the modern and ancient. I mean, unless they're clear-headed. Um, they'll always obey Lucifer's deceptions that the order of light, the hierarchy of light, has to come from their guru, from this inner order of reality, from the false inner light that's made out of microwaves, satanic ritual abuse victims. And we're looking at the end of the era of cults and gurus, unless these individuals and groups can get extremely pure and clear-headed. And the light of the true Christ always blinds the fake Luciferian light, or they'll have to run away, or they'll want to tell you you're an idiot or whatever. So the real divine neutrality is going to just be accepting of everything, but going to do their best. It really sees the abuses of society and fearlessly exposes them. Why would somebody neutral do that? Because they understand that to balance the awareness that needs to come forth in this time, in the ascension process, simply holding the light of awareness on everything and even being willing to speak about everything is not playing war. It actually brings about the sacred neutral vibration, but you don't talk about things in an angry way. Like I say, Alex Jones and Max Eigen are kind of double agents, and they're feeding a lot of loose. But you don't try to make people afraid. Then you become food for the evil ones, obviously, like I've said. So the divine sacred neutral is going to have to have acceptance of the orchestrated international black magic slavery ritual of forcing all these people to put these replicating things. And it's just not acceptable at all to creation. So again, acceptance of truth is just a part of divine neutrality, because unless you can't, while you're in denial, it's going to mess with your emotional body. You're not going to have peace. Okay? It causes all kinds of illness. As I've said before, the human brain is a receiver. It's like a radio receiver. You can, if you don't know how to meditate and you don't use cannabis and you don't read or have discernment, you could be tuned into a disrespectful program coming from violent critters. Interdimensional beings who have no respect for you, who think of you as a source of food or a slave or both. But if you have real acceptance, you might be able to tune into the actual higher beings who aren't trying to control you and manipulate you. Restoring real neutrality and peace through the awareness of the light of Christ is the answer. Subscribe if you enjoy this.